So I'm like just obsessed with this. I like rhinestones. I'm not like, let me put rhinestones on everything unless it's like Vols or like football, because I feel like I can be gaudy. This isn't even gaudy. This is like good. This is so cute. Like
super cool.
This is a small, first of all, so I'm gonna hold it out here. So this is what we're making. Let's go overhead and I'll show you guys close up. Are you kidding me? Look at this.
It looks so good.
I know, and even from like the further away it is, the more dazzling it is. I think it's beautiful. This is such an easy to achieve look without going through the hassle of rhinestones. And I wish, Lauren, can you hand me that other shirt? I'm gonna show you all. So I did some trial and error because originally I thought I'm gonna use Electrofoil on this, and I actually had to update the supply list for y'all this morning because I was like, oh my gosh, my Electrofoil supplies are still on there. Now this is the original shirt that I made. Look at this. I want to show you all. So this is HTV and Electrofoil. It's pretty. Don't get me wrong. Like, it doesn't look bad, but I just had issues. I'm going to put them beside each other so y'all can really get a side-by-side look at these. So this one, sorry, I'm out of breath.
Yeah.
This one right here, this is the Electrofoil. So originally, I had to go in here, weed out all of these little dots on this font. It was like such a hassle to do that. And I was like applying Electrofoil on top of the HTV. It was sticking in places that I didn't want it to. You can see there's like, maybe you all can't see that. It's like shiny around the black, like up here. It doesn't look bad, but that's not where I wanted my Electrofoil. And I was like, that is just not it for me. Like, it just wasn't working. And we were talking about this on the live, and someone said, and if this is you and you're here, tell me, I use the holographic mosaic iron-on from Cricut. And I was like, what the heck are you talking about? So I got on in the interwebs, and I was like, I'm gonna look at this stuff. I'm gonna show you guys what this is right here.
It feels so cool.
It does. It feels crazy. Look at this. Would y'all? I'm gonna give you a close-up. Okay. Look how pretty. So what they've done here is taken a holographic vinyl and they've cut it into circles. So you can see in the back better the circles. And these give that rhinestone effect. And the reason that we want to use this is because it's just going to be so much easier. Like, you cut this like everyday iron on basically. It needs a little bit more pressure because it's thicker, but we don't have to go through the hassle of, like, can you imagine going through and weeding out every single one of these dots just to apply Electrofoil on it? No, we don't want to do that. So I'm going to show you all exactly how to achieve this look. So you're going to need the holographic, I'm trying to think of the full name, holographic, mosaic, iron-on, I don't know. It's
Alicia,
linked below for you guys.
Yeah, I was like, it's linked. You're good.
It's linked for you guys. And then I've just got a Comfort Colors t-shirt. You can really apply this to whatever type of shirt you want. This is just 100% cotton cropped Comfort Colors shirt. I've got a orange. This is a Tennessee orange. You can use whatever colors you want. And then I also have just a white. These are both Soft Flex HTV. Actually, this one is Soft Flex. This is just a regular white HTV, and I've linked them below for you all. And then I also have a standard grip mat, and I've got some washi tape and a measuring tape. So you really don't need a lot of supplies. You're obviously going to need like a weeding tool. Let me grab one. Just like a standard weeding tool will be fine. And then we can go ahead and jump into Design Space.
Woohoo!
Yes. Okay, so we are here in Design Space. This is my original design, but what we're gonna do is we need to upload the font Pharaoh. Now it's already on here. I'm just gonna walk you all through quickly how to do that because the tutorial is really not that super long. So we'll just go to our fonts. This is on the Makers Gonna Learn website. If you're brand new here, we are a membership-based crafting community. And so when you become a member with Makers Gonna Learn, you're gonna get access to all these fonts and cut files. Let me get this logged in really quick. But today we're using a font called Pharaoh. This is one of my favorite fonts. Do I say that every time? Probably. But I just do. I just love this font. It's kind of retro, which is what I was wanting, like a retro football font. And you can even test out what word you want before you download the font, which is really nice. So you don't have to go through the hassle of like downloading 50 fonts and then just picking one. You can test it on the website before you actually download it. So it's not like bogging down your computer or anything. So I'm just going to type out what I want, vols. I already know it's going to look good, but I just want to show y'all. And then you can see here, we get like a little preview.
I love the preview.
I know, me too. It's my favorite. So now I'm just going to download the font. I'm going to double click this zip folder. And then, where'd she go? Here we go. So it's going to pull into this .otf. I'm going to double click that and then install font. Okay. And now we're just going to need to go back to Design Space and reload Design Space. So I'm going to hit View, Reload, and then our font should be in Design Space for us. So I've just pulled in my word that I want, and I'm going to go up here to my font. Now, if you go into your Cricut fonts, you're not going to find it there. Your downloaded fonts are going to go automatically to your system, and then you can just type out the name of the font, and it's going to be right there. Now, I'm just going to size it down for the time being. And let's look at our design again overhead. So I wanted to create something that kind of had an outline. So we have 3 layers of vinyl here. We've got an orange layer that's behind our holographic dots. We have the holographic dots layer, and then we have our white outline layer. So back in Design Space, we are just going to need to create those layers. Now you can see right here, we have already done that, but all I did was select my text, okay? We're going to go up here to offset. I'm going to make, that's a little bit big of a gap. Let's do a 0.15 offset. That looks good.
That looks great.
I'm going to hit apply. I'm not going to click off of it. We're going to add another offset here.
So you're offsetting your offset.
Yes.
Love it.
It's like a double offset. And then what we're going to need to do is slice the offsets out from each other. So you can see over here, I've got these 2 right here. I've got one selected. You can see it's selected over here. I'm going to hold the shift key down, select the other one, and we are going to hit exclude. Okay. And so now we have our, I'm going to color code them just so y'all can like really see what's going on. Why did it do that?
Yeah, send it to the front.
Okay, hold on. Let's re-exclude those. Okay. When I select this, it's because I'm excluding it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not do that because I don't want to do that. So what we're going to do instead is slice. I'm going to select offset. We're going to slice that out. And then you can see I've got some extra layers I don't need. I'm going to delete those. Okay, now I can color my layers how I want, and it's not going to turn gray.
Right.
So this vols, I want it to be orange. I like to keep my stuff color coded because then I know what needs to be cut out of what. While that orange layer is selected, we're going to duplicate it because that's going to be our holographic layer. I'm going to change it to just like a light gray. And then our slice result, this outline layer, that is going to be cut out of white vinyl. So I'm going to change that to white.
Okay, it looks totally different when it's like a different color. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like white makes it look.
Yeah, and even if it helps you, especially in the design process, change the color of your background to the color of your shirt. So we're doing a dark gray shirt.
Oh, wow.
So, and like, it's popping.
I love that.
It's popping. Yeah, Lauren's giving chef's kiss. I love orange on dark gray. It just looks so good. So the only other thing, and if you all can spot the difference, leave it in the comments. What is the difference between this and this?
Oh, we've already had someone. Yeah, Jill.
Oh, Jill saw it?
She said,
She's on it.
why didn't you read the O in between the L and the S, Alicia?
Oh, okay. That's not the difference that I was talking about, but that's a valid point also. So the reason that is the way it is because of the sizes of my offset, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So it just was closer together. I probably just used a slightly different number whenever I did my offset for this one. But like, that's why it's just a little bit different. So like I could have used like a 0.18 rather than a 0.15 or, so it was a little bit skinnier, which gave us like a whole outline inside of that O. It's okay. For me, it's okay. For me, it looks fine. The other difference, though, that I was talking about is that this S and this L, they're like trying to cut through. And I don't know if it's this font in particular, but when I go to actually cut it, it was cutting my individual letters. Do you guys see? Let me zoom in so you can really see.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you see the black lines. So we talked about this a couple live streams ago, how you don't have to unite your script fonts anymore. Like Cricut does it for you normally. But for some reason with this font, when I went to cut it, it was cutting my individual letters, like where the black line is. It was cutting that, and I didn't want it to. So it's an easy fix. You can just unite everything, and it's going to be totally fine. So all I do is select whichever one I want. I'm going to go to Combine and Unite, and then you can see those lines disappear. And I'm going to do that with the orange layer as well. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm not clicking. There we go. I'm going to go Combine and Unite. So now I know that it's one solid piece. I don't want any random cut lines on this, okay?
Yeah.
So that's all that we need. We just need those 3 layers. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Now, before we cut anything, we need to make sure that our sizing is right. So let's go overhead and we'll measure our t-shirt. I'm just going to lay this out and let me see. What is it? I'm looking for the mini easy press.
Oh, is it in the drawer?
Oh, maybe. We have like ran out of mini easy presses. So
Lauren's go grab the mini. Yeah, she's go grab
Lauren's
that
gonna
for
get
you.
it. Okay, perfect. So what we're gonna do here is just measure out the area that we want for our t-shirt. Now, if you have a t-shirt guide and you want to use that, you totally can. This font is a little bit weird in that, like, you can see it kind of sticks out. Thank you. It kind of sticks out over here. And so I like to more eyeball where this font goes in terms of like centering it and stuff. But we do just want to make sure that we are taking up as much space as we can. I like my decals on my shirts to be like as big as possible. I want them to be like filling up as big as, you know, that looks good. So I'm going to say for this one, you don't want to go too far because, you know, if we go on 14 inches, you've got to think, especially if a woman is wearing this, it's going to go off of the edges. So,
well, Cricut, you know, 14 inches for a regular 12 by 12 mat would also be.
It would be
hard.
too big, right? So I'm thinking like 9 inches.
Cool.
Will be good. Okay, so let's go back into design space. And I am just going to select both of these and let's go. It's already at 8.9.
Yay.
Heck, I mean, we can just round it up to 9 just to be finicky, but we're already where we need to be. And then what we need to do is just go to make it. Okay, so all of this is being cut out on heat transfer vinyl, meaning everything's gonna need to be mirrored. Everything needs to be mirrored. All of our vinyl needs to go carrier sheet side down. So let's go ahead and make sure to mirror all of these. And it's wanting us to start with our white layer. I'm gonna go ahead and select continue. And we are using an Explore today. Let me turn it on. And we can go ahead and put our white vinyl on our mats. We'll scooch this over. Okay. So this is just standard.
Just regular white HTV?
Yeah, just standard white HTV. I like the soft, I prefer the soft flex when I'm doing t-shirts because it kind of bends and flexes with the shirt, which is what it's meant for.
Right.
But this works just fine. And it's only the outline anyways, so I'm just going to burnish this down and trim it off.
Yes,
Go Vols.
We've won one game.
Okay, before I pull it off, I'm gonna make sure that it weeded out correctly because I really don't want to pull it up if it's not cut. Okay, beautiful. Now we are going to cut our orange layer. Listen, y'all, I'm using a little bit of a cracked mat, but it's getting the job done for me.
You're doing what?
This mat's a little cracked.
Oh, it's okay.
She's a little cracked, but
It's fine.
she works, you know?
Yeah.
I'll use a cracked mat for like a week. If it's sticky enough, I'll just keep using it. I'm like, whatever works, you know? They don't have to be thrown out yet. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one because we have different cut settings for our holographic vinyl, and I'll show you guys that. Go ahead and slide this in. Okay. Now, if we can go overhead, I'm going to show you all. You're going to want to be careful when you're weeding this white layer, mainly because we're not weeding, we're needing to keep the outline. So oh, so you can see it better? Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to pull this over here so y'all can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay. So, I don't want to weed out, and let me start so you all can be like, knowing what I'm talking about. I don't want to weed out the outline. I want to weed out what is inside of the outline. So I'm just taking my weeding tool and pulling up all these inside layers, okay? So we're just pulling this up, and then we're going to pull up everything around it too. And I went ahead and turned my mini easy press onto the medium heat setting. So she is heating up right now. Okay.
Love it.
And then I just need to, I'm gonna cut off this edge over here because we don't really need it. Throw her in the scrap pile. And then we're gonna weed out this layer right here. And this will leave us just with the outline. I'm a really aggressive weeder. It makes people nervous, I'm sorry. Especially with HTV, I'm kind of rough on it. Okay. So then you're just left with this. Cute, right?
It's awesome.
Then we just need our orange layer. I'm like looking for my scissors and they're literally right here.
Kim says, my mat is cracked too. I just turned it upside down. I love that.
Yeah. Reduce, reuse, recycle, people.
Yes.
Okay, and you can use a paper trimmer to trim this vinyl as well if you like to keep a good straight line. But we're okay with it this way. And then now we're just going to weed everything around it as well as the middles of our letters. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the middles of my letters. Just the O and the S.
Now, what do you think about weeding? Wait, so you weed inners first?
I don't have it. I'm not consistent.
Really?
I will sometimes weed inners first and sometimes I won't.
I find it fascinating. Let us know in the comments, do you weed the inside pieces first or the outside pieces? I am definitely an outside piece person. I feel like it's just easier for my brain to comprehend.
I feel like that would make more sense.
Yeah.
To do it the other way.
I think it's just fascinating to see someone do it not that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm very much just like doing whatever I feel in the moment.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have a consistent way of doing it. Okay, so we're just taking all of this stuff out. Okay.
Amanda says it depends. Okay, Gail says she weeds the small stuff first. I'm getting a lot of friends that also do outsides first.
I can see why you would want to weed the outside first, so you kind of have like a direction of where to go.
Oh my gosh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Kelsey hit it. She said outside first because it gives you the quick gratification. Exactly. Denise said it varies for her.
Yeah, me too. It definitely varies for me.
Lauren, which one do you do first? Outside. Okay, Lauren also does the outside first.
Because, especially with that outline, outside first tells me the next layer has to stay into the layer inside.
Yeah, I love it. The outside just, when you do the outside, it just like cleans up so much for you, so you can just like really focus in on what's left.
Right, right.
Yeah. So
listen, that's cute, y'all.
That
That's
looks
cute
really
just like
good.
that. That's cute. Okay, so, but we're not done.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. There's more. Okay, so I want to talk about this vinyl really fast because it doesn't come like this. It comes on a roll, and I don't know where the roll went because this is just like the end of the roll, but it has like a paper, almost like a parchment paper. Wouldn't you say it was like kind of a parchment paper feel layer? Just like you don't need it. Okay, just take it off. I was very confused because the instructions were like confusing. Just take it off. You don't need it. All you need is this layer. This just feels like a really thick HTV, and we are going to be cutting it from the back side as if we were cutting heat transfer vinyl. Now, there are 2 carrier sheets basically on this. And it'll make more sense whenever we actually go to peel them off. But you are going to put this on a mat as if you were putting on heat transfer vinyl. So we're going to put it shiny side down. So our holographic is going to be looking at our mat. And I'm actually going to use the bottom portion of this mat just because this is thicker and it is cracked over here. I'm going to take this. There's like a little piece of tape on here. I thought I turned my Easy Press on. Let me turn it on really fast. I'm putting it on the medium heat setting. Okay. So not much different than regular HTV. And then I'm just going to line this up, okay? And where it's thicker, it's gonna try to curl up. This is where your washi tape comes in handy. I'm gonna tape this all the way on all 4 sides so that it's not moving when we go to cut it. So you can use painter's tape, masking tape, whatever you have.
Yeah,
Washi tape.
Something to secure it down.
Yes, washi tape is just really good for...
It's not going to damage anything.
Right, and it's not like super sticky or anything like that. Okay. We don't want this to move, if at all possible. All right. And I did get this at Walmart. Like, we just ran to Walmart and got some the other day.
The t-shirt or?
The holographic vinyl.
Oh, okay.
Cricut vinyl.
At Walmart?
At Walmart.
No way.
Yeah, and I didn't know this, but Walmart has Caesar vinyl.
Yeah, they do.
Like, what have I been doing? I always order it from 143.
Yeah.
And I was at Walmart the other day, and I was like, that's straight up Caesar vinyl. They had it like all on sale. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? I need to get my life together.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's on here. And I'm just going to gently braid this down. Now let's go back to Design Space and go to Browse All Material Settings. This is where we're going to search for holographic. We should have a setting in here. Okay, holographic. There's a lot of holographics, yes. There's holographic iron-on mosaic, holographic sparkle iron-on, holographic sparkle iron-on mosaic. This is the one that I use, the holographic iron-on mosaic. So I'm gonna hit done. This applies much more pressure than just say regular everyday iron-on. And let me show you how I know that. So I'm gonna go back to Browse All Materials. Let's go to Material Settings, and I'm gonna show you all what everyday iron-on cuts at. So normal heat transfer vinyl is at 113, okay? If we wanted to do the holographic iron-on, it goes at 268. Whoa. So the pressure is way, way higher, okay? So that's why you have to pay attention. Even if I chose holographic sparkle iron-on, we're still not gonna have as much pressure as we need.
Yeah.
So we're going with the holographic iron-on mosaic. I'm just gonna X off of this, and we're gonna keep it on default pressure, okay? And make sure that your image is mirrored, which we already did. And we're gonna send this through the cutter. Now this is one that you're definitely gonna wanna make sure that it cut before you take it off of the Cricut, because this vinyl is not cheap, and you don't wanna like go wasting a whole bunch of it. I wasted some and it hurt my soul inside. So oh no, my vinyl came up. Let's take that out and fix it real quick. I'm gonna have to tape my corners down because I think it
sounded like
it got caught on the little.
It was really thick.
The little blade. Sometimes these corners can get caught up, and we'll just run it back through. Hopefully that will keep it down, keep it secured. Okay. I mean, it looks crazy, but it's gonna get the job done. You know what I'm saying?
Heck yeah.
All right, send it through. Making sure in Design Space I'm on my gray layer.
Correct mat, yeah.
Correct mat, all of that. Okay, let's see.
What color do you call this? Crystal says she's on the website and there's 3 colors.
Okay, I've linked this below for you all. So select the one in the description of the video because there's like holographic sparkle. There's like a couple very similar ones and there's also square. So make sure you're getting the round one.
So this is the Mosaic Circles Silver.
Silver, yes.
Yeah, Mosaic Circles Silver.
Okay, I think that we're good. It's cut. So let's pull it out. And I'm going to trim off the excess because like I said, I want to save what I can because I would like to use this later on too.
Now, Alicia, tell me how this is weeding.
I'm about to show you because it was like tripping us up a little bit the other day. I was like, is there an extra layer on here? I'm trying to cut this without cutting the design. Okay, I think I can see it. Yes, I can. What's nice is these circles line up. So I can just go kind of straight across here.
And have a perfect line.
Yeah. Okay, now we're just gonna be weeding off the excess. I'm gonna cut this little guy right here off. So I'm just weeding this as if I were weeding HTV, and you can see when I start weeding it, it kind of will tear. This is why you want to make sure that you get a cut all the way through because sometimes it'll kind of tear, and if it's not cut all the way through, it'll like rip into your word, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to weed off all this excess here, being very careful. Now you can see right here, it didn't cut great, but it did cut. I don't know if y'all can tell. Can you kind of tell where it's lifting?
Yeah, it makes me nervous watching it on screen.
It makes me nervous watching over here, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you need to just kind of take your time on this. I'm bad for not taking my time, but I'm going to take my time on this one because I want it to be successful. So,
would you say, like, for just a few disclaimers, if this was even the easiest thing to cut and weed, you would not want to do an intricate image. Does anyone know why? If you did a small, intricate image, you wouldn't even be able to tell that it's rhinestone.
Right.
So notice, we picked an image where it's thick. We can see all the, the different layers and levels and things like that. Super, super important to be aware of that.
That's a good point to make. And so I feel like this cut relatively well. It could have cut a little bit better, but you can see that this material is kind of, obviously like the pressure needed to be much higher than normal everyday iron-on. And so if for some reason I felt like it didn't cut well, I could have sent it through the cutter one more time and it would have been perfect. But it cut mostly how I needed it to. But I am still going to be very careful.
And Crystal, if it's sold out at Cricut.com, guess what? We have it linked for you down below at Walmart, and it's in stock.
And they may even just like have it at your store. You can run and get it.
Yep.
That's why I like using the Walmart app because they'll tell me like what aisle it's on and everything.
Yes.
Okay, so we're just taking all this off. It takes a second. So you could do this on whatever word that y'all wanted. You could do it on just like a monogram, would be so cute. I don't know. If you guys create this and you're in our Facebook group, please post a picture. I would love to see
a monogram.
Yeah, a monogram would look bomb.com. I'm going to use a pen tool to get in the middle of this out right here because for some reason
So Donna says, which is better, cutting a second time through or adding more instead of default pressure? So Donna, when you're at the option to choose more pressure, here's what you need to know. It's one of those things you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
So at that point in the craft, you haven't cut anything. You don't know how well it cuts. So with that in consideration, I would say I would rather cut it at regular pressure, test the weeding before I unload it, and if necessary, give it a little bit more, just let it cut it through one once again.
Yes. And then the next time, if you just want to go ahead and add more pressure, you can know like, oh, I'm going to need more pressure. And if you need to adjust that cut setting, you can go into your material settings and adjust the cut setting too.
Yes.
And that way, next time you go to cut it, you don't have to add more pressure or have to cut it twice.
And again, with these thicker materials, you want to be careful to make sure your blade is, fresh and clean, and there's no debris on it and things like that.
I'm just getting in here with this pen tool because sometimes the weeding tool which that's a very well-loved weeding tool.
It is.
Sometimes the weeding tool will pluck just the holographic pieces off, and I need it to like get under the plastic. I don't want to just take off those holographic pieces. So that's why the pen tool is just a very fine point needle on the tip of this little pin, and it allows more precision. Okay, that's everything. Look how cute.
Oh.
Hopefully my head was like not in the front of y'all the entire time. Okay. Now we have all of our layers. What I'm going to do is start with my white layer. Okay. So I'm just going to separate these. We've got all 3 layers. I already have a crease down the middle of my shirt that I can see. That might help y'all. But if you didn't, you can always take your shirt. This is just something that we like to do here to make sure our designs are lined up. I'm going to take the shirt, fold it directly in half, and then take my easy press and just kind of press up here towards the top. And this is going to give us a crease that's lining up with our tag, so we know it's right in the middle.
Yeah, it's such a great hack.
Perfect. And you just need a little press with your little mini easy press. I had a friend purchasing a press, and she was like, which press? Which clamshell press? And I was like, girl, get you a mini easy press. And she like wanted to get the 12x10 Cricut press. And I was like, no, girl, no. I said, do you know that I do Cricut crafts every day and I use this mini easy press?
It's hard to explain to people that are new why the mini easy press is goals.
She ended up getting a 9x9. I talked her down to a 9x9. But I was like, do not get a 12x10.
Granted, I have not used a 9x9 in so long, but I would use, I'll retract. I think we're all here in the office blessed by our clamshell.
We are blessed
that we'll just turn it, our clamshell, y'all, it has like an extension cord on it. It's got a car.
It's on a rolly car.
It's on wheels. So we love the clamshell.
Right.
I used to use the 9x9 so much before I got the clamshell.
Did you? Okay. Then she probably made the right decision.
I think so.
Because she was like, the mini press just seems so small. I'm like, girl, well, what are you making that so big? You're making onesies for your sister. I'm like, I got you. You just need a mini easy press. But anyways, she didn't get a clamshell. She did end up getting a 9x9 press. So that was probably the good happy medium for her. She'd been using like an old iron and it had holes in it and it just was not working for her. So, okay.
Anne, I'm so glad you were on the coaching call. We're so glad that you got coached today.
Yay.
If you're not in Inner Circle, you're missing out, y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, I want to give you guys a little tip if you decide to do a vol shirt with this font. Because this tail comes out here, when I'm picking my middle ground, I do not measure that. I know that sounds weird, but what I'm saying is I like to fold my designs in half. So this vols, I'm going to fold it and crease it right here in the middle. And look, normally I would say take it this end to this end and then crease it. But where that tail is just kind of like an extra little swoop on the end, I'm not going all the way out there. I'm just kind of creasing it right down the middle here. And then I'm gonna line that up with the middle of my shirt. We're gonna do 3 finger widths down. If you have a t-shirt guide, go for that. Go ahead and use that. I just do 3 and it's fine. And then you just wanna make sure this is as straight as possible. Okay, this is just like a standard putting HTV on a t-shirt. Does that look straight to everybody?
Looks good.
Okay. Okay, and then we're just gonna take our little press. I've got it on the second heat setting on the mini easy press. And then you can tell when it adheres that they're almost like bubbles underneath there. Or it like takes the shape of the texture of the shirt, really, whenever you apply heat to it. So we're just gonna apply
My favorite tip when applying heat transfer vinyl is just to make sure that the bubbles are, you know, you'll see like a little bubbles, and that shows that, you know, that vinyl is just attached to your fabric.
Yeah. And we are gonna do a warm peel, which means that we're not gonna let this cool down before we take it off. So right when you get done ironing it, you can just slowly peel this up. Now you don't want to peel it up fast, because if there are portions that have not adhered to the t-shirt, they will pull up and the vinyl will stretch, causing your design to look a little, you know, iffy. But we've got just like that, beautiful. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do our orange layer. Now we can kind of use these little middles to help us line up, as well as our outline. We just want to make sure that our outline is even all the way around.
There used to be a Cricut influencer, and I don't remember who it was, that used to say if you're doing layers, I never understood this. If you're doing multiple layers, like in a regular press, like if you're pressing one layer, it would be 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're doing 3 layers, she would pretty much divide the 30 seconds between all 3 layers. And I just want to invite you, you could press this 3 times at 30 seconds each time, and your vinyl's still gonna be okay.
You're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine.
Don't think about it too hard, y'all.
Yeah, so just get it attached, and that's it.
Now, I did, this Vols carrier sheet covers most of my white, but if it didn't, you can always take this extra carrier sheet.
Yeah, keep that
and kind of
carrier
like
sheet
cover
close.
it. Yeah, you don't want to go in with your iron onto your regular vinyl.
Right.
30 seconds 3 times. You want to make sure it's always covered. Like I have a couple little places that are showing, but I'm not really ironing up there, so it's not a big deal for me. But yeah, don't think about stuff too. I think sometimes we get caught up in the logistics and like the rules, and y'all, this is crafting. Don't take it so seriously.
Right.
I mean, just it's fun. It's supposed to be relaxing, and that's what, you know, we're here for. So peel that up carefully. Beautiful, cute on its own. Cute on its own, but we're gonna razzle dazzle this, okay? So now you're just gonna need to line this up on here. Okay. This one takes more time to line up.
Yeah, this is like the one.
Yeah, this is what you want to spend the most time working with. Okay. And it's not super sticky, so you can kind of adjust. All right, and then we're just gonna go in and apply our heat. I wish I could tell you all the best way to know that it's adhered, but honestly, I'm just gonna press it on and then kind of lift it up and test to see that it's adhered. That's the best way that I've done it.
Well, with new material, that is a little trickier. It happens.
Right.
And it's so thick, it's hard to
Yes. So it takes a little bit more time and pressure and heat, but I didn't turn the heat settings up or anything like that. And it does not work on a it does not work on a hot peel. So you kind of have to let it cool down, but not all the way. It was like a medium peel or like a lukewarm peel. Let me see what happens. Yeah, if I start to pull this up, it's trying to pull up my little holographic guy. So I'm gonna let it cool for just a second. Does anyone have questions so far before I pull it up?
Oh, let's see.
Everybody?
Anne says maybe use puff on the white layer. Would that work? Ooh, what's your thought?
I would do puff after.
Yeah.
I would do orange, holographic, and then add your puff outline.
Love that. Great question.
Because the puff is gonna indent if you like go to reapply heat over it. Like you can overwork puff vinyl so quickly. I would not do it. But I did think about adding this this rhinestone to the puff, and I thought, I'm gonna try that another day. Because I wanted to do like a basic tutorial, but I think this would be really fun on puff. And even just the outline in puff would probably look really cute.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll experiment with that. Okay, let's see how it's going. Okay, now I'm pulling off this first layer. Whenever you pull it off, it's gonna feel weird. There's another layer of transfer under this. This is a double layered carrier sheet. Okay, I've never worked with anything that has this, so I was very confused. I was like showing to Lauren, and I was like, why is it like hard? It looks like there's another sheet under there, and there is. So I'm just going, honestly, I don't even need a weeding tool. I'm just gonna kind of lift it up on the edge here so y'all can see it looks done, but it's kind of hard and stiff.
Hold it up next to the camera because it looks shiny all the way across.
Can y'all see like, yeah, like it's kind of got like a plasticky layer on it.
Like you can tell there's something.
Yeah, and when we take it off, you can tell such a difference. So I keep grabbing the weeding tool, but honestly, your best bet is just to go in here. Look at this, y'all. Like, oh,
Wow.
MG. It's so pretty when you pull it off. And then I'm just going to pull it off all these. Make sure you get it all. It may tear. These is just so pretty. And I'd like to try some other colors as well. Like I'm wondering what orange would look like on the orange HTV, like an orange holographic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, an opal. That would be pretty.
Super cool. So these are not actual rhinestones. So this is just a regular, special vinyl that Cricut's came out with. So it will, work just like your regular heat transfer vinyl. Considering the rhinestones actually went on to a heat transfer vinyl layer, none of our rhinestones actually touch the fabric. We're not really worried about it because we would just assume it would last just like any other.
Yeah.
So great question.
And y'all, we've done some rhinestone tutorials, but they take special files and you have to have very specific sizes of rhinestones and there's like extra materials. And so we don't specialize in rhinestones. And so we don't do a whole lot of content on that. But we do specialize in cricketing. And this is Cricut vinyl. And I feel like this is such a more tangible way for you all to achieve a very similar look.
We love it.
Are you kidding me?
Like you made that.
In real life,
did you pay $50?
No, girl. I did not pay nothing.
So cool.
Like I can't. It looks like real rhinestones for me. Does
No,
it
it 100% does.
Like okay, let's show it like on camera one. Shing shing shing
Love
shing
it.
shing. Okay, and that's it, y'all. That's it.
Bring it over. I want to touch it. I want to feel it.
It's just so light.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, it's literally like you cut out all these little
I know.
dots.
This
So
is
cool.
working smarter, not harder. You know what I'm saying?
1000%. I mean, look at it.
I'm wearing it next weekend.
Heck yeah. I'm so excited.
I love it.
Well, today's project is going to be absolutely amazing because
yes.
we are testing out the StarCraft electrofoil. And
my favorite.
It's really wild.
Yeah.
Have you, putting it on with the heat transfer vinyl onto a shirt, game changer. Y'all, this project you're going to absolutely want to make. Like, if you don't already have the material, you're probably going to want to pick some up. It's going to elevate your projects. And I'm really excited to just kind of talk through and review with you all today the difference between, my opinion, of like foil HTV and this process because it's very different.
It is.
And I think you'll be really, really impressed with how this all comes together.
Even the design space portion of this is really gold. Like, even if you don't want to use electrofoil, if you don't have electrofoil, you can do this design space portion and cut it out of HTV and like be good.
Yeah, it's really good. We're going to teach you a little bit more about how we use glyphs and how we as a team use the glyphs inside of our craft projects, just to kind of teach you how to use them in yours too.
Yes.
Because I think they're underrated.
They are. And
if we go overhead, we can kind of take a look at all the supplies we're using, everything we have here. Today's project, we opted to do just the mini easy press. You can do this project with a full heat press. You can do this project with a regular easy press. We're using the mini today, so that's awesome. We're using the easy press mat, whatever size you want. If you have a big heat press, this is not needed. We are also using, this is like some butcher's paper. We're going to use this kind of like our Teflon sheet today. So we just are going to use this to protect the foil and the material if needed. We just like to have some things here depending on how we feel. This is actually the foil. So let's take a look at this. So,
ooh, so pretty.
So like listen at the noise. Like you can feel it's very, very thin. It's very, very, specific. So it's just really interesting medium that you may not be accustomed to working with. So we want you to feel really confident about that today. And what I also want to share with you that we're going to use incorporation of this is the Caesar, help me out with this
Easy
name.
Weed adhesive.
Yes, the Caesar Easy Weed adhesive. Yeah, it really is. So this is what you would have to have in partnership. So if you're ordering from 143 Vinyl, you're going to want to get the StarCraft Electra Foil in your favorite colors. And then you're going to need the Caesar Easy Weed adhesive
vinyl.
Vinyl. So what will happen is we're going to put this down first. Okay, just like this, cuts, weeds, applies just like our vinyl today. And then after all that's down, we're pretty much going to come in and activate this cut material on here. It sounds a little bit like confusing or extra steps. Have no fear, we're gonna work on it together.
It's like the glue that holds it together is really, and also I put heat transfer tape up there, you don't need it.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna set that over here.
There for moral support.
You're good. And then we also have a weeding tool, of course. We have a t-shirt and a tape measure just to make sure we know what size we wanna do. But while we're overhead, let's take a look at our shirt. So as you can see, we are using 4 different colors. We have, you know, the blue. This is the actual foil. The second mama on here is the foil. And this is the first debut of the font, Saturday Night.
Love it.
Love it. So you can see the foil looks so cool, so interesting. And then we're also using green and, you know, the little salmon or whatever color you want to refer to this. But again, so you get to pick your 3 favorite HTVs. This is where we're going to apply our adhesive HTV that's clear. So you won't be able to see it, okay? You won't be able to see this right here, which is awesome. And then you will add in your favorite foil. And we're going to, again, walk you through our whole process to make sure this foil does not stick to any other color HTV or anything like that, because we want it to just stick to our clear here. So we have a lot of tips for you today. I think you're going to be really impressed with this project. So let's head over and take a look at Cricut Design Space. Here is our project today. This is what we're doing. And this is what it's going to look like at the very end.
Right.
So when you're over here on the font area and we search Saturday Night, you're going to notice that we are actually downloading this font to the specific device we are on. So we do have to download it for every device we own if we're using Design Space on different devices and things like that. So yeah, it's good to know, and it's kind of good to have a little list of your favorite fonts. So for me, like I get a new computer, I get a new device, I'm putting Barefoot Joanna on there as like a safety net. Immediately. So that's a good note to have. Funny. Yeah, I love it.
Listen, Saturday Night and Groovy Moves are like that for me.
Groovy Moves is your font.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love it. So you would just download it, and if you've never been able to, you know, download a font before, let me just walk you through that. You press the download button after you join, then you take that zip file. And then what you're going to do is see that file already selected. You're going to double click it and you would click install font. Now we already installed it. So what we're going to do here is we'll come back to our font book later. Over in Design Space, here's where you're going to finish. And then over here is where you're going to kind of the middle, I would call this. This is like when you get to the middle. So this is like when you know you're getting to where you want to be. And then we're going to start from square one. Isn't that going to be fun? Are you guys super excited?
I'm excited.
Me too. Let's do it. So here on the text box, let's open it and look what's open. Groovy Moves. We're going to change that out and we're going to search for Saturday. And as you can see, nothing comes up. So this is something that a lot of you may be experiencing. So what you need to do is after you know you've downloaded the font, if Design Space is open, you must restart Design Space, step 1. But step 2, you need to go from the Cricut font exclusive and come over here to System. Do you see in the middle of your screen where I have System selected? Let's press system. And you're going to see Saturday night.
There it is.
Ooh, look at this. This tea, I mean, is extra.
A good tea.
It is
That's
good.
A good one.
Yeah. So we're just going to type mama. Okay.
Mama.
So mama. There you have it. And what we're going to do for this project specific is we're going to change out the M and we're going to change out the A. So that's kind of what we're going to do here today. And let me share with you how we personally do it here at Makers Gonna Learn. So this is what mama originally looks like. And if we come real fast over to the overhead camera, let's take a look at what the shirt looks like. Do you guys see that? You can see it looks totally different because what we're doing is we are changing out these letters. So let's hop back over to the share screen. And I'm going to open an area of your computer you may not know exists. Do you know the name for PC?
Character map.
Character map.
Yes.
So if you're on a PC, open up your character map.
Yep.
If you're on a Macintosh or a Mac or anything like that, open up your font book. Search in the search bar for your Saturday night font. If you look here, you can see, we have 244 fonts downloaded.
That's a lot.
Crazy,
Yeah.
a lot of fonts. So you'll scroll through the Saturday night font and you're going to see there are so many different things.
I love those big fancy, reminds me of those vintage pennant flags.
Yes.
Where you can do like the sports name and
oh my gosh.
Like the long.
Yeah, this B right here has like that B and it has this big one. Like I could do my last name Bell. Like that would be cool.
I love that.
Yeah, it's really neat. So they're all super unique. So once you come to the one you want to use, here's the A that we're going to use. You select it. You'll know it's selected by it being blue. So when you're there, you're going to come up here to edit and copy. So once you're there, you're going to press copy and then come back over to Design Space. So see, we're going to select this and we're actually going to take away our last A now and we're going to paste in our new A. Boom.
Beautiful.
Boom. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
So cute.
Love it. Okay, now we don't like this M. It's too extra for us. We're
letting
the
lowercase.
Yeah, we're getting the other M.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to now scroll through and find our M. So this is where you get to have a little fun.
And you can see all of the different kinds.
Yeah.
There's even ones that have the wispy that goes back.
Ooh.
So you can underline it, like
Go
look,
balls
or something.
Oh my
cute.
gosh, like the K has it right here.
Yeah. I love it.
Y'all take the fear out of my projects, guys. That is why we show up. That is what we're here for.
And I will say, I did an in-depth tutorial on how to do this, a filmed video for you all. So if we finish our project and you're like, I want to know more about glyphs, especially if you're a Windows user, you can go to that video and check out how to do it exactly using a Windows computer, because I cover Mac and Windows in that video.
Alicia's is extra. She's giving y'all everything you need.
Giving it all.
I love it. All right, so this is what it looks like now. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Allison, is there a way to tell which Makers Gonna Learn fonts have GIFs like this without having to look at each one?
Honestly, I don't know that there's a real true way to do it.
Did we create a resource for it? If not, we'll have to look into making just a resource.
We talked about doing that. My best advice is that when you download a font, you can see whenever you download a font, it automatically will take you to your font book. So you can scroll back and see. And if you just want to make yourself a little ongoing list of fonts that have glyphs and have on hand,
Saturday Night has it.
Yeah, go ahead, put it at the top of the list. Saturday Night has it. And Tanner, is that the M that we used? No. It's not.
Oh my gosh, I was
like, I don't know if that's the one.
I literally just got, I didn't even pay attention.
Which one even is
It's right here.
Oh, there it is.
I'm so funny. Look
like,
at me. We need a more extra M.
Yeah, we got to be extra.
All right, so look at this. Boom.
Gorgeous.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
She's gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
I love it.
So as you can see right here, we've got all our letters touching, but we don't have the M as close as I would like to see. Okay, so what I would recommend you do is just go ahead to ungroup, and we're going to just manually move this closer.
Yes.
So ta-da! So there's that. And now that it's closer, what we're actually going to do is we're going to weld all this together.
Yeah.
We're going to select all of our layers. And if you've never seen welding happen, look to our right-hand sidebar with our layers panel, and you'll see there's 4 different layers. When we press weld, guys, look what happens. Even the letters that are not touching are still going to be welded together. So like all of these letters, A, M, A, will be welded together, but the M is still part of that welding, even though they're not actually touching.
Welding is like marriage form in Design Space.
Yes,
You're marrying
exactly.
everything together. It's permanent.
Can't undo it.
Right.
No easy way. So now that you're here, you're going to, do you approve of me doing the offset now?
I'm going to say yes.
Like,
yes.
I think so, in the best way.
I think, and if not, we can go back.
So what we're doing here, and I like to talk through the strategy just so you guys can understand what we're doing, but we're going to do Mama 4 times. Right. So I want to do all the work I can to 1 before duplicating.
Yeah.
So here, we're going to go ahead and add the slightest offset. A 0.25 offset is going to be too much. I'll tell you that right now. So we're going to bring this down. We're going to bring it down. I mean, we want a little bitty one.
Little baby.
Like,
I'm trying to remember, Belinda, if I included the iPad in that font video. I want to say I did because I have an iPad.
yes.
Sadie, do you remember? Sadie was there. I might have done it, yeah.
I think so.
So, and if you all are looking for it right now and you're on your Mac, go to your Finder and search font book. And all your glyphs will be there. If you go to Saturday Night Live, in your font book, your glyphs will be right there. So I saw a couple people were asking about how to find them because we kind of just like
Right.
And then I was telling Windows users to go back and watch that video because
I love it.
It's more detailed.
All right, so we are choosing 0.111 for this. So it's pretty little. I didn't want to go any smaller than this, and I'll tell you why. So if you go smaller, your inside A's and things like that become like, have to weed and things. This is a pretty basic and small one. So we're going to press apply. And now you see you have the offset right here.
Love it.
So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to duplicate this 3 times. 1, 2, oh, guess what Tanner did wrong?
We just duplicated the offset.
Tanner didn't have all the layers selected. So select both of your layers. You'll see there's 2 now. And you're going to duplicate 1. And then since we're, we're just going to move these down ourselves. 1,
you don't want them to be touching just so you can dig
touch
through
the layers.
Right.
Yeah. So look at what we're doing. Okay. So they're not touching. Not touching.
Kaiser the Fox signed up for the webinar Sunday and joined with the free trial. After looking around, I'm definitely going to be a permanent member.
Yay! Woohoo! You're going to love it here.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's
a good
the best.
time.
We love it. I mean, but we're partial.
We
We're
are
a little
partial.
All right. So what we're going to do now, and sometimes for me when I'm like, okay, what the heck am I even doing here? Come back to the video. Like when you're doing the work of a project, come back to our video because then again, up here we have, some of our samples. So we're like, okay, this makes sense. We need to get more to here. And looking at this, it reminds me like, you know what? Is mine really the right size? Like, can I do the offset more or was it too much? I think it's fine for our example, but you actually might have been better to do it a little bit smaller. So feel free to do it smaller than 0.11 if you want. All right.
Honestly, I think I've done one in like 0.1, which doesn't make
it's
that
just
much
enough.
of a difference.
Yeah. So I love that. So all right. So we have this here, and we're going to change the colors of our light gray. So you can just select this here, and we're going to start picking colors. So I'm going to pick like a salmon or like a burnt brown. So I could like do that one, and then see this is our offset for that, and then we can click on this layer, and it's the inner light gray, and then we could go to like more of a peach if we want, and then we could, for this layer, you know, go to the next one, and this could be our foil. So for our foil, I think I'm just gonna let that be white, because I know I'm gonna cut that in my my clear, my Caesar Easy Weed Adhesive.
Long name.
It's so funny. I'm glad I don't have a gun in my head, because I don't know if I can think of it. And then we're gonna do the blue. So bada bing, bada boom. We got that here. And you can see now this is better to have organized. Yeah. So we're gonna bring these two together, and we're going to just line this up. And what do you think, Alicia? Like, do you like this?
Yes.
I like this.
Yes, I think that is great.
Should I move the M over some? Like, do you like it more over here or more like this?
That looks good to me right there.
Perfect.
But I'm also at an angle, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I just don't want it to like look too slanted. Like, you want it to line up right. Yeah. So you can just bring this up.
Yeah, good. Those colors look good on screen.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
All right. So we're just bringing this up. Okay. Now, do you guys see? So what we've done is we have kind of let our mama, the M, kind of slant into it, right? Slanting down. So you can't even see a bunch of it, but it's there, and it's a good enough detail that you're going to really see the wow factor here in a moment. Mm-hmm. And then what we did, the best note that we can give you is for the A, make sure the A piece isn't like getting too much into the A. So it's just like in the glyph.
Right.
Like that's what we want, okay? So now what we're going to do is we are going to walk you through the process of slicing. So look at this. This is our finished result. Okay, this is what we're going for, our finish. And we have to do a lot of slicing. So when you're slicing and dicing, right, you have to only work 2 layers at a time. So, Alicia, what 2 layers would you start with if you were going to slice?
I would start with Blue Mama.
Mm-hmm.
I would, first of all, delete the offset behind Blue Mama, and then I would start with, because we don't even need it, right?
So let's walk them through why they don't even need it.
So that top mama is not going to be slicing into any other of the layers.
Right.
So we put it there because we're showing you how to replicate it, but you don't really need it.
All right, so we're going to just hide this layer. We don't need her.
Yeah, just hide it. And then I like to start from the top, work my way down. So I would do the offset of the white mama and the blue mama are going to be my first 2 choices.
So this is a great example project to start going ahead and working from layers. So we're selecting our blue, and then we're going to select our black. And then remember, you can only slice 2 layers at a time. So this is going to be a little repetitive, but we're going to get what we want. So press slice, bada bing, bada boom. And then you can take this, drag it away. You can take this, drag it away. You can take this, drag it away.
There it is.
There it is.
That's the magic, everybody.
Delete it. So look, now you have the mama up top being able to see like things are coming together, right? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Yep.
So now we're going to select our white, and we're going to do the same to the offset of our peach. So just like that, rinse and repeat.
Now, before you move that,
Dun, dun, dun.
You could technically select that offset layer, right? And then select the brown mama and slice those layers together.
Whoa.
Or would that be wrong?
I think you could. I just like to make sure nobody's getting too many layers.
Yeah, you're right.
As soon as there's extra layers, I think that's more confusion.
It is.
So
you're right.
We need to delete it because now
get it off the screen.
Now the project's coming together, right? Y'all are y'all picking up? Good. Are y'all picking up what we're sitting down? Like this is good. This is good stuff. We should charge for this. This should be in a Maker U class.
Free content, people.
Yeah.
I love that.
We're gonna do the last one. Bada bing, bada boom. Drag it, and drag it. And
ooh,
delete.
She looks good.
Look at this. So now this is your project.
That's
it. So now that's it. Yeah. So now you'd measure it and just size it to the size you want, whatever size you want. you know, this is like 12 inches. I like to do a t-shirt at like 8.5, 9 inches wide at the max. So it is awesome, awesome. So this is the one we're actually going to work from, the one that I just messed up. This is the one we're working from. So you can see it's pretty large. I'm just gonna measure my shirt and just make sure I know what size. So yep, we're gonna do 9 inches. I'm just gonna size this down to 9 inches wide. The best part is when you size this down, you're gonna be able to see that the rest of it kind of just comes together. So it's 9 by 8. So yay, super, super fun. And then what you're gonna do is you're going to just delete out those. You're gonna come over here, delete out these. All right. You know what, should we do this one? Because it had a little bit more space.
I like that one.
I like this one.
It turned out good. I think we should use it.
Okay, we're gonna use it. Since we built this one, we're gonna do the one we built together.
Yeah.
So this will be fun. So we're gonna see this here. And then what we're gonna do is now that we're here, you are going to be able to go to make it and start cutting it out. So let's press make it. You can see here, we're gonna start with our clear adhesive. For all 4 of these mats, you know what we need to do? Mirror, 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 mirror. All right, so let's go back up to number 1. Let's go to continue. We're connecting to our machine. So we're using the everyday iron-on setting. It's letting us know to make sure to put this shiny side down. And you know what? We've talked all about our supplies.
Hey.
All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut just a little bit off here. And this stuff, believe it or not, has a shiny and dull side, so that's perfect. Now we have had some questions, why this material? And my question is, why not? So it works great. It's nice to have, it's very multi-purpose, and it's super, super cool. So if you are doing this, just like a typical project, you are going to put shiny side down onto the mat.
Just like regular HTV.
Just like regular, yeah. So you can see here, it's the only part about this that's tricky is just knowing like where it cut. So I'm going to actually probably cut this or weed this right on the mat so I don't have to do it any other way. But I do want to trim it real quick. But as you can see, it is tricky. Alicia, do you have any tricks that you found to be resourceful, helpful for you?
I try to use the light, like the reflection of the light to see if you can see where the cut lines are.
Right.
Or even you can refer back to Design Space to see how wide it actually goes.
That's a great tip.
But yes, I don't know. I mean, they have little light boards that you can weed with. Did
Cricut
make some of those?
Yes, and I give a review, and I'm like, don't buy one.
It's not.
So unless you're using this a lot, I would not buy one.
Yeah, I've never used one. If it tells you anything.
And you guys know how amazing Alicia is.
Oh well, that's not what I meant.
No, I mean it. I can say that.
Oh, thanks. Some people are saying they've never used foil, but I'm going to have to.
Ooh, yes.
So you can find all these foils on the 143 Vinyl website. They have so many options, y'all. They've got like zebra print, patriotic. They've got an oil slick one that we purchased and I have not used yet, but I'm obsessed with it. It's so cool.
Yeah, we love 143 Vinyl. Like, we work with them, but we also spend a lot of our own money there. Like, we love it.
Oh my gosh. It's the only place I'll buy vinyl.
Yeah,
I just can't.
It's the best.
Kathy's asking how much would we suggest pricing the floating memorial ornaments for? So are you doing the same as we did like in our little tutorial? I saw yours on the Facebook page, which turned out really good, by the way. It was very beautiful. I don't know. I would say you could probably do them for like 10 or 15, like between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
Depends on how long it took you to make it and all, all of the things.
Exactly.
Oh, Griff Moto, aka my husband.
What?
He has an opinion. Baby powder helps to see the lines without hurting the stuff. He's seen it before.
Has he been watching Cricut hack videos?
He watches. Oh, he sends me like videos.
So wait. I'm one-upping Trey.
Oh,
this is actually a really great tip. Everybody, come to me.
Bring it in.
Bring it in. He suggested baby powder, but Trey, I hate to break it. This is clear, it's like clear and white, so it would help some. But do you want to know what would really help?
What?
Cocoa powder.
Oh,
cocoa powder.
I've never used cocoa powder.
Yes, I've done it in a hack. It works so good.
Oh my
Trey,
gosh.
thanks for inspiring that, dude.
I know, that's cool.
What a great guy.
I didn't even think about that.
What a great guy.
Yeah,
Look at him.
that's exciting. Fun fact for the day then.
I love it. I like this screen name,
Griff Moto.
Oh, I get it.
He's like a Griffith Moto. He loves motorcycles. He's a motorcycle fanatic.
All right, so we have got all our layers. Now, I'm preheating my mini easy press to the second temperature setting, and then we're bringing in our shirt, and I'm getting it ready. We're using a Bella Canvas. Bella Canvas has a influencer program, and my friend Auntie Tay is a member of it, and she posted a video at their offices once, and it's super cool. So definitely check that out.
Those are the best shirts. They're just
they're incredible. We love them. So anyway, we have the shirt. So I have this here, but what we need to do in preparation for that is we need to go ahead and prep all of our layers a little bit more. So what I mean by that is I'm actually going to take my scissors and I'm just going to trim as much as possible pretty much from this. Pretty much the bottom is the most important. So I'm just go cut, because you'll see why here in a second. Intense. Not intense. I guess that's the wrong word. It's
so the
serious.
reason you're doing it this way.
You're going to see. If you don't understand yet, you're going to see in a moment.
Okay.
But yeah, you can walk through it too if you want.
Well, I was just wondering, if you just went ahead and put the mama on there. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If you went ahead and put the mama on there and then peeled off the HTV or peeled off the transfer sheet.
Right.
And then you went to apply the clear, you would just have to make sure to cover any exposed HTV before you applied heat again so it didn't melt it.
Exactly.
But that's why you're cutting it so close. That way you don't have to go back and relay it on
I think this is the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you may have a different opinion, everyone, but yeah, I think once you see this process come together, the foil could attach to almost anything.
Yeah.
So you want to, make sure that you pick the right things for it to attach to.
Yes.
So we'll show you all about it.
It's looking good so far. 10 out of 10.
Thanks. All right, so we are now ready to heat this down, and it's gonna be good.
So how do you know that it's heated up enough?
Oh my gosh, this is like my favorite thing. Okay, so if you've never used heat transfer vinyl, you'll know that it is transferred when you see the bubbles. The bubbles is the secret sauce with heat transfer vinyl.
Mm-hmm. I'm loving the colors.
Me too.
I picked those out this morning.
Did you like that I had these together? Mm-hmm. Okay, I was a little nervy.
I like it.
I was like, I don't want to mess up Alicia's vision.
No, I love it. I think if you all are, this is just like a little designer tip from me, unsolicited. You're
unsolicited
welcome.
Designer tips, please, all day, please, Alicia.
So what I did when I picked my colors, I first picked my Electrofoil color because
That's like the shiner, like that's the best one.
Yeah.
So I went with that rose gold color, and then I was like, let me do some two colors similar, and I went with a peach and that brown, so they're like in the same family. And then I picked one accent color to pop, which was the baby blue. So that can be like a way, like if you're wanting to do purple electrofoil, maybe do a light purple and a dark purple for two of the mamas, and then do like a lime green for the other one. Or you know what I'm saying? Like you want to do something that kind of makes it pop. So
I love that.
Just a little designer tip. I lost my mic, so if you guys
no. Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do, now that we've got all these down, you can do a warm peel on this. We're going to make sure this is down really, really well. And this area in the corner, of course, needed extra little love. So we're going to give that a second. And then we can kind of peel from this corner, make sure it's good. I was using the second setting of a mini easy press, so the middle setting. Great question, great question. All right, so we peeled this one up. This is very important. Now check and say, is there any transfer tape blocking my design? My design I just peeled up, the clear. For me, I have 2 spots that I need to cut a little piece off. So here's one.
And you can probably see it better in real life.
Yes, it's very easy to see it in real life, I promise.
Yeah, it's kind of shiny, so.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. I got my second. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this electrofoil. I'm going to cut me a good little piece off. If you've never worked with this, super fun.
The big finale.
The big finale. Here's our foil. Now, you can do direct to it. You also can use a Teflon sheet or a butcher sheet. Let's see what it's like to go direct to the fabric. I'm going to do a last check. Make sure all of it's exposed. Make sure everything's good. And then look at this. 15 seconds, medium heat.
And you can see it. You'll see it adhere.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be very like intense when you're pushing down. Like you just want to kind of smooth it out onto there.
Right.
And once it's heated up, do not touch it. Don't lift it up. It has to cool down completely or it will not stick. So I think it's going to be good though. It's going to look good.
Oh, snap.
So you could use the larger heat press for this if you wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah, you could totally do that.
We're using a mini today just to be able to be like a little bit more, like you get to see a little bit more of it.
Yeah, I agree. And you can be more precise too.
Yeah.
Listen, if y'all are thinking about what Cricut tool do I need, a mini press. You need a mini press. I use a mini press for literally everything.
We love the mini press.
I use it once a day, and no doubt.
Yeah, easy. Easy once a day.
Yeah, you can see it on camera. You can see where it's adhering. You can see,
I mean, this is really cool.
Looks so good.
So you want to just make sure you hit it for 15 seconds across the board. Notice how I'm like going and kind of in. I'm just like, oh my gosh. When should I stop, Lauren? Or when should I stop, Alicia? I was thinking about Lauren because I'm like, if I mess this up, she's going to be so mad.
Don't mess it up. She's probably watching now.
She's probably.
That's good. That's good. So then it needs to cool down. As long as it's
This is a cold peel.
Completely cold.
Completely cold peel.
Not lukewarm. Not like anything like that.
Yes.
The wash on these, you need to wait 24 hours before you wash them, and you need to flip them inside out and wash them on cold.
So Alicia was telling us earlier about her volleyball team has actually had some shirts with these.
Yes.
How has the wash been?
Great.
It's
held up to, it's like on there, y'all. It's like permanently on
there. It is. Like you're going to be really impressed.
You can feel it even on the one we already made. You can just feel that it's permanent. It doesn't feel like it's going to peel off or anything.
It feels a little bit thinner than the foil HTV, honestly.
Yeah, it really does.
Like it just feels like permanent and like solid and like this is what it's going to look like. So here's our sample. And then here's, I mean, it's still hot.
You can lay it on, did you lay it on the counter?
No, not yet. Let's do that.
That's the best.
It is.
That counter stays cold.
So we're going to remove the Easy Press mat out of the way. Okay.
The foil is soft. Like it doesn't, it's very soft.
It's pretty cold.
Is it? Flip it over on its face for a second. Just to be extra sure. And you can't delicately pull it off either.
No, this is a hard pull.
A hard pull, hard, cold peel.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm nervous.
Is this it? Is this it?
Just
boom.
Wow.
Boom.
That looks so
I
good.
love it.
Oh my gosh, Lauren is going to be so proud of you.
Holy cow. The color in the lot is are y'all getting this? Like,
that is a whole mood right there. That looks good. I'm very impressed. You get a gold star for the day.
Thank you. Thank you.
MVP this week.
Oh my gosh. I've not peeled regular heat transfer vinyl. I had a cold peel in so long. It's so like
you need to reheat it back up.
No, it's fine. It's coming off great. I just hadn't done it in a while.
Tanner, are you kidding me? I'm just seeing it on the camera. It looks amazing. It looks
amazing. I know. Is that not awesome?
I'm obsessed.
I love this color down here too. All these colors are great.
The electrofoil pull is like the most nerve-wracking pull because you have to rip it off.
Yeah.
Have you seen people weed intricate cuts by ripping?
I have. It's amazing.
I cannot. My anxiety cannot handle
Okay,
that.
what do you guys think? Let us know.
Everyone's
holy cow. Holy cow. Like, this is amazing. So exciting.
Like, if y'all aren't persuaded to go buy electrofoil right now.
Yeah. We're right at an hour for the show, but I mean, 20 minutes probably was just us chatting and things like that. And now that you have the training, I mean, you're going to be able to make one of these super well. I love it.
The heat press is 15 seconds at
305.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we used the second heat setting, so that was what worked great for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is incredible. Love it.
Everyone is loving it. No. Does anyone have guesses to what we're gonna do today? Any guesses on our etching technique? I feel like there's so many different techniques for things out there.
Oh yeah.
It's like a loose term, but we can go ahead. I mean, we can go ahead and jump into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. If y'all have questions about the sublimation course or anything like that, please feel free to drop those in the comments. If you've got questions on the tutorial, we've got the chat box open. Sadie is answering questions. Lauren's answering questions. And so will I. But I do want to show you these sublimation tumblers really fast, okay? Also, if you didn't watch Lauren's webinar last Thursday, I'm gonna need you all, after you watch this live stream, to go watch it, especially if you're considering sublimation, because she goes over so many good, just like good basic things that you're gonna wanna know. And she kind of scratches the surface of what's inside of the course. And so whenever you get in the course, you go into way more depth. But I don't know, I feel like that was a very informative video for our sublimation people.
Yes.
So, okay, this is what we made in yesterday's tutorial. These are 3D sublimation. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know if you guys are really, in real life, these look amazing, okay? They're gorgeous. They're like the prettiest tumblers I've ever seen in my life. So these are gonna be in the new files that we're releasing in the sublimation course. So if you already have purchased it, you are gonna get these 3D sublimation files. They're beautiful. I'm obsessed. So I just wanted to show you those because they've been sitting around the office and I was like, I think they would really love to see those. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into Design Space, and then we're gonna go over the supplies after I show you all this little tutorial. So let's hop over into Cricut Design Space. I don't know if this computer has updated Design Space. It looks like it has. So Design Space is updated. Things are in like weird order a little bit. Nothing crazy. It wasn't a huge update or anything, but I'm gonna open up the file. This is the one I created, but we're gonna be recreating this. So I actually used fonts and images from the Maker's Gonna Learn membership and created this image. So this just goes to show you, you don't have to use pre-made images. You can use some and kind of manipulate them to make them look how you want. So what we're gonna do is go get all of the fonts that we need and the images that we need. So let's go to makersgonnalearn.com. I'm gonna close out some of this stuff. Okay, so we are logged in. Once you get into the membership, if you're brand new here and you're like, what are you talking about? We are a membership-based crafting community. And whenever you sign up for the membership, you get access to these cut files and fonts. There are thousands upon thousands of all of it. So I'm gonna go into our cut files and we're gonna get our little football first, okay? You can use whatever football that your heart desires. We've got lots of different options. So I downloaded my little football right here. It's called American Football. The links are all in the description if you all need them. I'm going to open this zip folder, which is gonna unzip my folder. This is gonna give me access to the images that are inside of the folder. So you gotta unzip it to open it up. I'm gonna double click it and you can see I've got a PNG and an SVG here. I am doing a cut image, so I need an SVG. So I'm just gonna keep that there and open up Design Space. We're gonna go to Upload on the left panel here. Go to Upload Image. And then I can go back to my Finder and there's my SVG. Or if you're using a Windows, you can go back to your downloads, your recents. That's typically where it's gonna live. And then I have my cut image and I will upload that there. So select the image and we're gonna add it to our canvas, okay? So here's our football. I like to get all my elements before I start designing and then I can adjust as needed. Now we need to get 3 different fonts. So let's go back to the Makers Gonna Learn website. I've got our fonts right here. Now I know which fonts I want, but typically if you're looking for them and you're like, I really want a script font, you can go to this font style drop-down menu and you can see there's script, you can see our newest fonts, monograms, yada yada. There's lots of different options. But today we're gonna be using 3 different ones. And the first one is a newer font. It's called Giddy Up. I have not gotten a chance to use this font and it is so cute. Look at that.
Yeah, I know. I love Giddy Up.
Me too. It's one of my favorites. So we're gonna download that. It's going to pop into this zip folder. We're gonna unlock the zip folder and then you're gonna need to double click this .otf. So you can see Giddy Up right here, double click and install. Then I'm gonna go back to our website. The next font we're gonna need is Plain Jane. Okay, this one's super cute. Hit the download button, double click it to unzip it, double click it again and install, excuse me. And then we've got our third font, which is called Goldie. I don't know why I cannot remember the name of this font.
Is Plain Jane a newer one or have we had it?
I feel like a couple months ago we got it.
Like Plain Jane is a really good
blocky
plain, because sometimes you need plain.
You do. It's a font that I would go back to a lot.
Oh, for sure.
And use a lot because it's like clean. It's gonna cut nicely because there's no like pattern in it. So yeah, that's a good one. Okay, we've got all of our fonts. Now, I just want to let y'all know on a little secret, and I don't know if it's a secret or if I don't know. But normally, whenever you upload fonts, you can go to View and Reload. Let me save my project first. I'm gonna save this. Normally, when I download fonts, I go to View and Reload, and all my fonts upload into Design Space. Okay, we've been doing this for like 2 years now, and it's been fine.
Right.
That's not working now. Let me just show you. Whenever I go, I'm going to type out.
Normally Classy only does that when
if the font is not installed. So that font is Goldie. Let me show you all. I'm going to select this. So typically if I go to my system fonts and I type in Goldie, my font's going to be here. Okay, it is here. Let me see if the other ones are here. Let's just look. Giddy Up. Okay. Yep, it's there. Let's see if Plain Jane. I don't know if we had that one installed. Yes, it worked. Okay. So on my computer, the past 2 days, it's making me, whenever I upload a font, it's making me completely close out Design Space and then reopen it.
Are you in beta or are you in?
I shouldn't be in beta. I shouldn't be. I probably should double check that. But anyways, if you're having issues, like after you install the fonts, if you're refreshing your Design Space and your fonts aren't coming into your font book in Design Space, just restart Design Space. That's where I was going with all of that. So anyways, all of our fonts are in here, so good for us. I'm going to be using Goldie for our first font. And I'm going to actually move this out of the way and zoom in a little bit here. So classy until kickoff. Are y'all ready for football? I feel like August 1st, it's like, okay, it's go time.
It's go time. Recruitments should be about finished, fixing to start. I mean, I get it.
I'm ready. There. What is the first Vols game is September 1st, I think.
I think so.
I'm really excited about football. I just love football season, like that time of year.
I think it's like the crisp fallness, like the crispiness of the air of the morning, but then it warms up about kickoff time, and it's just something about it. I don't know.
I love it. It's just a good time of year.
So Gloria said that hers has been having issues too. Chrissy says, I find Design Space laggy recently.
Yes.
I personally tend to have the most issues with Design Space when Cricut does something new. I.e. come out with a new machine or try to update some stuff. Is when it tends to get like laggy until they work all the bugs out.
Yeah.
So that's probably what it is, just FYI. And then Kathy says, beta, ? Y'all speak in a language I don't understand. So sometimes, or a lot of times, what will happen, beta is like a test version of Cricut Design Space. So
like when they do updates.
So when they do updates, and sometimes beta doesn't always give you, sometimes beta is a lot more laggy than the live version. So what happens, without trying to get too like scientific with you guys, but what happens when they roll new things out, or when before anything is released, not just Cricut Design Space, you have an alpha version, so the first version, which is just tested in-house. And then you have a beta version, which is then sent out to
a limited
amount of people, users, to try it out, and then they go on with the live version. So you can change Design Space to a beta version in your settings manually if you want to.
So sometimes we're like functioning in the beta version when we're trying to keep up with all the newest updates.
Yeah.
But I try to switch out because it's glitchy sometimes.
Right.
So, okay, so I've got this line of text, this line, and then this one. So we've got Goldie, Plain Jane, and then Giddy Up and our football. Now, kickoff is on 2 lines. All I did was after kick, I hit enter and put off on another line. But you can see this huge gap in between here, and I really do not like having those gaps. So what I will typically do is select the text box. I'll go to advanced and ungroup to lines. And this gives me the freedom to move that bottom line of text wherever I want. And then right here, I can kind of bump these up so they fit nicely. I always, whenever I'm making designs, especially with words, I try to make the important words bigger. So you can see classy and kickoff are much bigger than until, because until is like not really relevant. I mean, it is to make the sentence, but classy is like, okay, classy, I put it in a script, and then kickoff is like yee-haw. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of my design. If you guys are wondering my design thought process, that was it. And so now I'm just gonna stretch this football a little bit bigger, kind of the height of the text, and I just tilted it a little bit. But I don't love that the text is just right overlapping all of this. So what I am going to do is move this guy to the side. I'm going to select all of this text, and we're going to add an offset.
Now this is where I really, really, really want you guys to pay attention.
Yes.
Super important to pay attention at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't want it, you can see this blue outline. This is where our offset's gonna land. That is way too big for me. I'm gonna do like a 0.15. Even that's a little big for me. Let's do 0.13. Oh, that's perfect. Actually, 0.1. That feels better.
That feels right.
Yes. So now what I'm gonna do is hit apply. Okay? You're like, what are you doing? Now what we're gonna need to do, I'm just gonna drag our little football over here, just nestle it up right behind our text. Okay, while my football is selected in my layers panel, I'm going to select my offset layer. Okay. I have both layers selected. And then we're gonna go slice. Are you about to say something?
Nope.
Okay, and now I'm gonna get rid of all of these slice results. Now you can see over here in the panel where everything is living. Okay, this is what you're left with. So you can see, we can see our text much better now, and our little football is out here. Now the only other thing that I wanna do with this image right here is, do you see these little dots like in between the letters? I don't like that. So I'm gonna select just my football, and I'm gonna go to my contour function down here on the bottom, and I'm gonna click on those, and that's gonna get rid of them on my canvas. Okay, you can see they're lighter than the other ones, and then we're gonna X off of that, and that is my whole image. So now the only thing that we need to do next is make it a cohesive image. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. What I'm gonna do for this specific image is select everything and attach it. Okay, I'm just gonna attach everything. So now you can see under this attach, everything is all together. We could also technically unite it, but it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. So I'm going to attach it. Now, before we cut anything, before we do any of that, I'm gonna need to make sure that my sizing is correct. So let's go overhead. I've got my wine glass. I've used a stemless wine glass for the other one. This is just a stemmed wine glass that we had. Can y'all see that good? Okay. Now, working with wine glasses is different because there's a curved surface. Now, we're not using stencil vinyl like ordinarily we would use stencil vinyl or permanent vinyl and etching cream. We are using a type of adhesive vinyl today, okay? So I'm gonna be needing to measure my surface and keeping in my mind that we are putting vinyl on a curved surface. So there's potential for bubbles and stuff. So we don't wanna be measuring from the very top all the way down here. That's not where we wanna measure. I wanna stay up near this flat surface as much as I can to prevent bubbling around the edges of my vinyl. So I'm gonna try to stick with like honestly, I'm gonna start my zero right where I would want my vinyl to start. So I'm pulling my zero line right there and say, let's not go any taller than 3 inches. Okay, so back in Design Space, I've got my image selected, it's locked, and I'm gonna change my height to 3.
So while she is also doing that, I know we've had a lot of people that are, yes, love the hacks. Some people are saying, I'm lost, totally new, rookie. So this is if you are a complete rookie, what we have done today in creating this and pairing fonts and everything else is a little bit more of I would think, on the advanced side of Design Space. But the good part about this is you all can always go back and rewatch this as many times as you want to get it figured out.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So if I sped through that a little too fast, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. But you can go watch it, like Lauren was saying, as many times as you need to get the hang of it. Once you do it a few times, especially this technique, I feel like it's very easy to catch on to.
Yes.
Like after you do it, you're like, oh yeah, okay. Basically all we're doing is creating an offset on our text and then slicing the offset out of our image. Okay, that's the simple way to put it. So now I just resized my image. Everything is attached together. We're 3 inches in height. And now all we need to do is go to make it. Now I'm just gonna actually delete our old image. This is our old one. We'll just delete him. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to make it. All right. Now, before we go to cut anything, let's go over what you're gonna need to actually etch this, because we're about to start using the secret product we haven't told you about yet. So let me show you all. This is the original one that I made. Okay, it looks beautiful and etched, right? Like, I feel like this looks perfectly etched with etching cream. This was not. So we actually used permanent frosted Cricut premium vinyl. This is just like an opaque vinyl, y'all. Let me show you what it looks like when you kind of peel it off. So it is Cricut brand. I don't know that there's other brands I'm sure there's other brands that sell this opaque permanent frosted vinyl, but this Cricut brand is really good. I'm trying to get the edge up for y'all so you can see what it looks like.
But this is an absolute great way to get the etching effect, especially if you are sensitive to chemicals.
Yes, yes. And with me being pregnant, I feel like this is a great alternative for someone. If you're a pregnant crafter or if you have other sensitivities, you can see this is the frosted side right here. So it's still like a little see-through. But it gives that perfect etching effect. So all you're gonna need.
It even kind of feels like it has it has the same similar feeling to etching.
Yes, it does. It has
a texture feel.
Yeah, it's not smooth like normal vinyl. It's very much a textured vinyl. So I just need a small little section of this. You are gonna need I won't say need. I will say need lightly. You should use a strong grip transfer tape to transfer this vinyl. I think because it's a little bit thicker and because it's textured, the strong grip works better. But I'm using a medium to strong tack transfer tape. And this brand, let me tell you, I don't use this a lot, but it felt stickier than the other stuff that we normally use. Frisco Craft. This is from Frisco Craft. If we can go overhead, y'all can see.
Is that not the HTV transfer stuff?
Yeah, very well could be. It doesn't feel like our medium tack.
Okay.
But this is what I used and it worked really well.
Okay.
I could have been better off using a stronger Cricut transfer tape, honestly, but we didn't have any on hand whenever I was making it. So this worked and I was like, you know what? We're going to use what we have because we tell y'all to do that all the time.
So we've already had the question that you knew you would have.
What?
Is it dishwasher safe? Or is it washable?
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, because we have been super busy little bees here in the craft room this week, what we will do is, I actually may go run and do that now, stick it in the dishwasher for you guys.
Yeah.
And then come back to tomorrow's live and we'll show you the results.
Yeah, or we can stick it in after the live, whatever you want to do. I meant to do it this morning, and I even put it on my to-do list. I put it in my journal, and I was like, I'm gonna put that in the in the dishwasher so we can test it. But y'all, I did a testing 10 plus vinyls video. I don't know when that comes out. Thursday?
I don't know.
Okay, we tested and dishwasher tested 10 vinyls. Okay, that's coming out Thursday, I think. So that was a pretty cool video.
I mean, really and truly, rule of thumb, it's already been said in the comments, handmade equals hand wash. That is going to up the longevity. Yes, you're going to be able to wash it. You're going to be able to hand wash it for sure.
Yeah.
Will you be able to put it into the dishwasher? We will test it out for you.
Yes, I did test some regular permanent glossy Cricut vinyl in the dishwasher last week, and it was good to go. Yeah. The only thing that you really risk is bubbling because of the heat and the moisture and all that. But we're going to test it for you guys, and we'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Also, the live stream is at 2:30 tomorrow, okay? Instead of 1:30, it's at 2:30 tomorrow. Okay, so I put my vinyl on my mat. I put vinyl side up. So you can see this is the backer for this vinyl. I've got the vinyl side up, okay? So this is just standard adhesive vinyl. And then back in Design Space, you can see our design fits in this top left corner, and then we're going to select continue. Okay, I'm using the Explore 3 today, and with this being a Cricut brand of vinyl, they actually have cut settings for this specific permanent frosted vinyl, which is really nice. Okay, maybe let's type in frosted. Here we go. Okay. Premium vinyl, frosted, opaque. This is exactly what we're using. I'm gonna hit done. And we're just using a fine point blade on default pressure, and we can go ahead and load this into our Cricut. Okie dokie, I'm so excited for y'all to see this. I love this. This is hands down, my new favorite way to etch, hands down. Because I don't want to fool with like chemicals. I will say like real etching is definitely going to be a little bit more permanent.
I'm on the real etching train still yet, but I'm also not pregnant.
Yes, and like I like to do, I'm still going to want to do real etching projects.
But this is beautiful.
Yes.
And I was shocked how well it did come out, I will say that.
Yes, I am too. It really looks very real. I'll show you all again a close-up of this is what we are making. So, I mean, it looks pretty legit, y'all. Pretty legit. All right, my stuff cut. I'm going to make sure before I pull it off of my mat that it cut. So, I like to do this all the time. I just take a weeding tool and try to pull up some of my centers of my letters and make sure that they have cut before I remove it, because if I unload it and try to cut it again, it may cut off a little bit. And if I needed to cut it again, I could just hit the go button again and it would go. But it cut just fine. And so now I'm gonna weed everything that I don't need. So I'm just gonna start up here in the corner.
Ours is not estimated to get here until the 4th.
Ugh, that's not fair.
I know.
Well, when is that? Is that Friday?
Yeah.
I won't even be here. I gotta get my head in the screen because I can't see. I can't hardly see to weed this. So I'm just so sorry you have to look at the back of my head for a second.
I'm not seeing it yet.
Okay. All right. That's weeded. So y'all cannot see that. I'll hold it
All
up.
you can see is white.
Sorry, yeah, I know. I love Cricut vinyl mainly. I don't love all Cricut vinyl, but some Cricut vinyls I love because of the backer is not paper, so it doesn't stick to my mat. Just a little thing. So I'm cleaning my surface with rubbing alcohol right now to make sure that it's completely clean. You need to do this with all surfaces before you apply vinyl. And I've got it sitting on a burnishing tool. This is just holding my cup kind of in place. And then I'm just gonna cut a small piece of this transfer tape. This is very possibly heat transfer tape.